there's a good chance that you'll learn something new when you check out this episode on probability.
Learning can be
fun!
If you like learning in exciting and engaging ways, then Talking Study Guides is for you. I'm Mr. C, and let's get started. Playing board games is a fun activity to do with family and friends, and it's also a great way to learn
Probability!
Probability is the likelihood that an event could happen. It can be represented by using fractions. Let's look at our die as an example. If you were asked, what's the probability of rolling a 3? Here's what you could do. First, you need to look at your die. And you can see that there's only one way to get to 3. That represents the top part of your fraction. The bottom part of your fraction represents how many possible outcomes are there in all. There's 6 possible outcomes because there's 6 numbers on the die. So as a fraction, the probability of rolling a 3 would be 1/6. Chance and probability are two words that are very closely connected. The word chance is a more general term that refers to the possibility of something happening, and probability is used when fractions or percentiles are used in mathematics. Both words are used often as synonyms for each other. Some games are played using spinners. The spinner on the screen shows a total of 4 sections. Spinning a green is likely and spinning a blue is unlikely. The probability of spinning a green would be 3/4. The probability of spinning a blue would be 1/4. We could also say that spinning a yellow would be impossible because it could not occur on this spinner. I could also use the word certain to describe events on this spinner. I could say that it is certain that the spinner will land on blue or green. The word certain means that it will happen for sure. At the start of every football game, there's a coin toss to determine who will kick and who will receive. It's a perfect example of a game that's equally likely. There's a 1 out of 2 chance that it will be tails, and a 1 out of 2 chance that it will be heads. So it's a game that's fair, or equally likely. Call it in the air. It's easy to set up experiments that involve probability at home. You could take a handful of different colored gumballs and place them in a bag. Then mix them up and select one without looking. If there are 8 gumballs in all, and 5 of them are green, the probability of picking a green one would be 5 out of 8. 2 out of 8 would be the probability of selecting a blue one, and if there's only one red one, the probability of picking a red gumball would be 1 out of 8. The probability of selecting a pink gumball would be 0 out of 8 because there are no pink gumballs in the bag. As we've seen, any game that involves rolling dice, choosing something at random, or spinning a spinner are all examples of probability. There are also many other ways that people use probability in their lives. In sports, probability is used to determine the likelihood of a team winning. When determining the weather, probability is commonly used to determine what may or may not occur. There are certainly a lot of ways that we can find probability in our lives. Do you think you know probability pretty well? Give these 3 questions a try. Question 1. On a standard die, what is the probability of rolling a 5? If you said 1 out of 6, you are correct. Question 2. If you flip a coin, how many outcomes are there? There's 2 possible outcomes when you flip a coin. It could land on heads or tails. Question 3. What is the probability that the spinner will land on a yellow space or a red space? If you said 5 out of 8, you were right. Playing board games can be a fun activity, but before you start, make sure that all players know the rules so you can determine what's fair and unfair. Whether you're playing Yahtzee versus Aunt Sally or taking on your daughter in an intense game of Candyland, remember the rules of probability. Thanks for watching!